I'm Michael Smith from ESPN, and I say you are watching That's What She Said Sports. Say it to somebody else, because that's what she said to do. So I'm doing it. I said so, or something like that.
All right, well, we are here with ESPN's Michael Smith. How you doing, Michael?
Good. How you doing?
Good. Well, wanted to ask you, this is my first time here at the NABJ, and you had mentioned that you had joined a while ago. I just want to talk about what does it mean to you to come here to NABJ and talk to all of us journalists?
It's extremely rewarding and enriching, and is that a word, enriching? Yeah. No. Didn't feel like it when I said it, but it's just.
Don't ask me to spell it.
Yeah, it just it feels like a lot of times when you're in the bubble and you're grinding and you're doing your job, and it's obviously you get a lot of benefits, both financially and in terms of notoriety, and it's just fun to do what I do, but a lot of times you don't quite grasp the importance or the significance, especially when you're in the sports space.
Right.
And coming here and being able to impart whatever knowledge I have to either my peers or people coming behind me, it's really kind of like confirmation of like, you know what, it's good for me personally, not just good for the people that are getting the knowledge, but it's good for me to know like, hey, you know what I'm doing matters beyond my bubble, beyond Bristol, Connecticut, and that people are benefiting, whether it's just gaining inspiration or if I said something and one person is able to change their approach or find some direction from it, like that, wow, that means, because I never went, I know I'm not a doctor or, lawyer or politician, so I never consider what I'm doing life-changing or life-altering or whatever, but there are people whose dreams are to do what I'm doing, where I'm doing it, how I'm doing it.
Right.
And if I can do anything from inspiration to knowledge, to insight, to help that dream become a reality, it's like, wow, all right, this feels pretty good.
You kind of touched on something because obviously, excuse me, being at the ESPN booth at the career fair, I felt like I had walked into my TV. Here I am seeing like you, Stuart Scott, Jemele Hill, and seeing everybody. Do you feel famous? I mean, do you feel like a celebrity? Because like you said, it's different, right? In the sports world, if you're into sports, to us, it's a big thing. But do you guys ever feel that?
Yeah, and at first I was uncomfortable with that term, famous or celebrity, but then I've grown comfortable with it and understand what it means, and it's just, it's a responsibility in a good way. You know what I mean? It's not like a burden, like, oh God, I gotta sign autographs or take pictures. No, it's a responsibility, and like, yeah, you know what, and how I carry myself, how I conduct myself. There are people who are living vicariously through me or have aspirations of joining me. Right. So I like it. I like the recognition, and I like it from the standpoint of, hey, recognize not just me, but recognize that you can be me, if not more. That if you make the necessary sacrifices and network and hustle, excuse me, because I never consider myself the most talented person. I mean, I have natural gifts, as we all do, right. But I think I'm more of a product of intense desire, right. And if you have that, then there's nothing stopping you from one day being a pseudo celebrity. I can go out. I can go to the grocery store. I can go to the movies and not be bothered. So that's when I think of celebrity. I think of Denzel or somebody like that. I mean, I still get mistaken for Stephen A. Smith a lot of times. So that if ever I think I don't either. But if ever I think I'm a celebrity, yeah. Being mistaken for other people will definitely bring me back down to earth.
Right. So. Well, you definitely touched on something. I'm sure a lot of people out there can say, wow, it looks like you have the job. It looks like you're doing what you want to do. But I'm sure you have other things on your bucket list. I'm sure there's other things that you want to do. Like, where do you see yourself like in another 5 years?
Put me on the spot there. Because I never thought like that. I really didn't. And sometimes I feel bad because I know the old saying is a goal without a plan is a wish. I've never been a goal setter. Okay. And I need to start doing that. I know I do it as I mature, but I just always just like I just busted my butt, right. And I just wanted to be great at whatever I was doing at the time. When I was in school, when I was a kid, I made straight A's not because I loved learning. I made straight A's because I didn't want to do anything other than be the best. Right. And so when I started out, I didn't grow up saying, oh, I want to be a sports writer. I didn't grow up thinking that. It just, the opportunity presented itself. I liked it. I was good at it, and I wanted to do something I was good at.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be better at it, and I wanted to push myself to be even better at it. And then when I got to covering the Patriots, out of college, I didn't say, oh, I'm just a college student. I'm just going to, I'm just going to see what happens. I was like, no, I'm here.
Right.
I'm the same as you.
Yeah.
I'm going to beat you.
Right.
I'm going to compete on this beat. Like this, like LeBron out of high school wasn't like, yo, I'm just going to like wait my turn. He's like, no, I'm coming here to dominate now.
Right.
And that's how I felt coming out. And then when I got to ESPN, same thing. I wasn't trying to wait my turn. I was trying to do my thing and be the best that I could be. And I looked up, and that climb started. So honestly, like long term, I have thought long term.
Right.
And I'd eventually like to be in a position of authority, of a position of hiring, a position of dictating content more, of maybe even having, there's nothing, I don't have a fancy name like OWN yet, but something like a network.
Okay.
Where, I can start to kind of drive the product and not just be a part of it, and not just be at the mercy of somebody else's agenda.
So it'd be like MSN, Michael Smith Network.
It's not bad. Wait, so basically, but would Microsoft have a problem with that?
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. We might have to work that out. MSNN, maybe add another N.
Damn, it's pretty good though. MSN. It's pretty good. Let's see if we can do something about that. Right. I mean, because MSNBC, is MSN a television network or just a? I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll revisit this.
We're working on that.
Yeah, that's a ways away, but yeah, I like the sound of that. Yeah.
Well, I love the advice that you gave. We just finished a workshop called Talking Heads 2.0, and you had talked about, just be good at being yourself. And if you could just kind of tell the audience a little bit as far as what you mean by that.
No, that was some advice I got recently, because as I was, trying to find, my voice, and what I realized is that, man, people, as long as I've been in the business and as much as I've been on television, I've been at ESPN full time since '04. My first appearance on ESPN was in 2003, and like the people didn't really know me. Mm-hmm. They kind of knew of me, right, and they had seen me and they liked my work, but they didn't really know me. And it was like, the more you can make things personal, tell stories, let people in your world. Mm-hmm. It wasn't that long ago where being a fan of a team was taboo. Right. Whereas now that seems to be what's in. Yeah. In this industry, which is fascinating to watch that evolution. But, like I just had to say, you know what, I'm not going to try to do it like somebody else. I never tried to be anybody else. Right. But it's basically the difference between being yourself and loving being yourself. Like, I love being myself. Like, I embrace and own my corniness. Like, right, I'm corny, I'm nerdy. Right. Like, I'm awkward at times, right, and I'm right, owning that. Like, that's who I am. Right. I make bad jokes. I make movie references. That's what I do. Right. If you don't like it, change the channel. Exactly. It's like, I'm not trying to impress you. I've gotten to a point where I'm beyond the comfort zone that I'm in now. Talking about like Dove Men Care, I'm comfortable in my own skin. Yeah. It's like, I'm beyond the point of trying to impress anybody. Right. It's like, I am who I am.
This is 100% me.
This is me. Yeah. This is me. You know what I mean? Like, and I can let you in because I'm comfortable with what I am. Yeah. And so that's really what it comes down to. It's like, whether it's your shortcomings, your fears, your insecurities, everybody has them. Let people know that. Right. These are my experiences. This is where I'm coming from. The other thing is, like, I'm way more comfortable than I used to be saying I don't know. Yeah. And too many times in the industry, like, want to all be experts, want to all have the answers. Nobody wants to just say, you know what, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know, and this is why I don't know. Or this is hard for me. Right. It's like, be human. So, and if you could be human, then the next thing is, well, be the human that you are. Right. And so that's what I mean about, right, just get better at being yourself. Just way more comfortable. Not too comfortable. Right. Not too comfortable. But I mean, like,
because remember, like you said, the camera's always on, so is the mic. Yeah. So don't get too comfortable.
Like just being totally transparent. We got time. Yeah. Just being totally transparent. Like look at me right now. Right. Okay. I had conversations with people that I work with about my attire. Yeah. This week. And my mentality coming here was like, this is my brand. Right. This is how I dress off camera. Exactly. But conversation was, well, what kind of example are you setting for the young people, and are you representing the company the right way, dressed like this casually at the career fair booth?
Right. But they know you like this. That's the thing. You've already built an audience, and they know this.
And the example I'm setting is, if you work hard enough, one day you can dress like this to work.
Right.
But this is my brand. This is who I am.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So, but I
Stuart Scott maybe couldn't come with a T-shirt.
Gotta be clean, though,
right?
Because that's Stuart got to be clean.
Exactly.
And so for me, I get the part of representing the company and being professional and this, that, and the other. But I think, you know, and I'm not saying that they're wrong, because ultimately, if that's what ESPN wants, you know, that's kind of what I have to roll with. Right. But what I'm saying is, the mindset of me, I wasn't coming dressed like this just because, you know, oh, this isn't important. This is a very important event, a very professional event. I'm dressed like this because this is me. This is my brand. This is what the His and Hers Numbers Never Lie audience has come to expect. Like, the people I knew I was coming in were like, well, what T-shirt you wearing? Right. That's my thing.
Right.
So it's just I'm doing my thing.
Yeah. We would have been surprised if you walked up in a suit.
Right. But if you want to see me in a suit, 2 o'clock Eastern, ESPN 2, Monday through Friday, I'm gonna be to the nines. Right. Like, nobody outdresses me on television. Doesn't happen. I'd take a Pepsi challenge with anybody on television.
You don't think you would have anything to say about that?
No, of course not. He knows he ain't outdressing me on television. Right. Come on now. Ain't nobody on that network outdressing me. Yeah. Anyway, but that's what I'm saying. It's like, you know, it's just the comfort level. And again, maybe I'm too comfortable, and that might be a problem. I don't know. Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, it's a point where you get to where, you know what, this is me. That's why I think you truly start to enjoy whatever it is you're doing. When you're doing it your way, you're not trying to please every single person. Irrelevance is the enemy, I was told. Yeah. Everybody's not going to like what you have to say. Everybody's not going to hate what you have to say. Right. But a good mix of both is never a bad thing. I love nothing more than hate tweets. I love hate tweets. Because if I'm saying something that makes you that angry, I must be saying something good.
Well, and you're listening, right?
And you're listening.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to, you know, if everybody agrees with you, then you're not saying anything interesting.
Right.
So, you know, it's just coming to a point of, like, you know what, this is me, take it or leave it.
Right.
And I was always like that as a person. My brother told me that years ago. Yeah. That I was always like that growing up, but I was never like that on television. Mm-hmm. Now I have the platform to be like that on television. Right. And so far, so good. Right. Sorry for the long answer.
No, that's good. That's good. And hopefully you all have been getting those nuggets too, because we are going to take it. And we want to thank Michael Smith for his time. And remember, you can catch him at ESPN on Numbers Never Lie, and also him and Jemele Hill on their podcast, His and Hers. And thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much.
I really appreciate it as a newbie, so to speak.
You're doing good. I love it. I love what you're doing. I love what you're doing. So, no, this has been good for me to feel like, you know, somewhat, you know, giving back. Right. You know what I mean? So this is good for me.
Well, I hope he remembers that when one day we're working together.
Yes.
So, yes. And again, that's what she said, sports, and I'm Nicole Monique.
That's what she said.